So guys, we talked about in the last video, like smoke screens. So an objection is anything they do to like end the sale. They're just trying to like cut you off. So how I work is anything they say the first time is just a smoke screen. I don't really believe that it's important. And I don't mean that in like a rude way. It's just that most people that I'm talking to are just trying to get rid of me. And so they're going to say whatever they think is going to get me to leave. So now what happens if they say it a second time? So for example, like, I can't afford it. Yeah, that's why we do the discount. If we can get you done with the group, we're doing it super cheap. I treat it like a smoke screen. I say one line, I move on. Now I'm explaining service or explain price and like, it's just kind of expensive. This is what I do. One, I want to just make sure I understand correctly. I want to tie it down, and I'll explain what that means. Then I'm going to connect with them, and then I'm going to ace and then close. So what I mean by that, so they say a second time, like, dude, like, Robbie, we just don't think we can afford it. So, okay, so if I understand it correctly, like, you like what we're doing, it's just a matter of like, budget's a little bit tight right now. Yeah, Robbie, that's right. So if I could do something about the price, is there anything else keeping you from using me? So the reason I ask this is because if they say, well, I need to talk to my wife. Okay, they don't care about price. It's just that they need to talk to their wife. They're the decision maker. Or if they say, well, I just have a friend that does it. Okay, that's the true objection. So then we're going to attack that objection. If they say, yeah, Robbie, it's just the price, I'll say, perfect. So listen, I totally know how you feel. This is a common line I use for price. Totally know how you feel with this economy. Like, everything's going up besides our paychecks, right? Now, what your neighbor John found out was, he felt like the pest control has just gone up and up and up, just like everything else. What he found was a guy like me, like, I run this company out of my garage, so I can get it done for less, and I also don't require a contract. So this is what I did for John. If I can get you done today with the group, what I'll do is, I can't really drop the future services down like any more than the $99. But if we can get it done, I'll actually do that first one for just $50. Would that be fair? What this does is I'm overcoming that objection, but I'm making sure it's a true objection, because if I go through this, like he said, I can't afford it. And I go, yeah, your neighbor, John, this, that, I'm going to drop it down to $50. And then I say, does that sound fair? And he says, well, I got to talk to my wife. Well, now I haven't gotten anywhere close to the sale. I've already just thrown out this discount for him. And I still got to talk to his wife. And that's one less piece of ammunition I have when I talk to her. So again, I'm going to tie down, and I'll give another example. So say someone says they're not, they just don't see bugs. So this is how I'd handle that. Okay, if I get this right, man, like, you like me, you like what I'm doing, but you just don't feel like you need it. Does that sound about right? I'll be like, yeah. Okay, so is that the only thing holding you back? Like, if I could explain to you why it makes sense to get the service, is there anything that would keep you from doing it? And they're like, yeah, no, Robbie, it's just like, I just don't feel like I need it. Perfect. And I go through that feel, felt, found. So dude, I totally know how you feel. Like, I'm a homeowner myself. And it feels like every week there's some other bill I have to add on to this. And if there's something that doesn't feel necessary, like, I don't want to do it. Your neighbor, John, he felt the same way. Budget's tight. Everyone's is. But what he found was pest controls, can be pretty expensive if there becomes a problem. By using me, he thought that this is a good way to get it done very affordable and to prevent that from becoming an issue. Because when we walked around his yard, we found anthills, we found a couple small wasp nests, and if I do the same thing, I'm going to find those with you. So listen, bro, if you'll give me a shot, this is what I'm thinking. You don't really need this. You don't feel like you need it right now. Try me out. I'm going to go ahead and split the first service with you. I'll do it for $50. Now, we don't always have to drop price, but that's a good example. That's a common one I use. Like, hey, bro, I'll split the first one with you. Now, you guys aren't actually splitting it with them. The minimum you guys will be able to go down is like $50. So it's just a way for you guys to drop price if you need to on the first visit. And again, we'll go into that another time, but feel, felt, found, tie it down, overcome the objection. The reason this is important is a lot of sales, especially if you listen to my videos, people will say things like, yeah, we have a company, we're happy with them. No, we don't really need it. Does the HOA cover it? All these things, but I just blow past those objections. And I usually have to go through 3 or 4 of them before someone buys from me. So again, a smoke screen, we're going to one line, move on. If it's an objection, we're going to make sure we understand the objection. We're going to tie him down, basically saying, hey, if I overcome this, you're going to give me a shot, right? And then we're going to feel, felt, found. I know how you feel. Your neighbor felt the same way. What he found was this. And then we're going to give him an ace and close him, which is typically just sound fair.